Hello guys and welcome to the stream. I think we are good. This is gonna be part 4, I believe. And I do have a bit of an echo. That is lovely. Seems like it's working as intended. But yeah, welcome to this part 4 of what is probably gonna be one of the first real endgame wars of this community tournament. We have Nestor playing Yushi with 5 cities, but the ability to turn out warriors faster than Quetzal with 11 cities due to him having, first of all, excellent cities with a lot of brilliant officers all over the place, but also having opted to go and grab iconography, which is enabling a lot of goddamn science. It's or training. It's pretty amazing. And just as the last stream ended, we got the war going. So currently the situation is, can Persia with a huge, look at this, Persia, pretty huge order advantage, can he hold on? He's fighting versus basically equal military score, but he is behind in science, although it hasn't manifested with too many advanced units. It's still gonna be Cataphract Archer, 8 strength Persia unit versus the Cushion Warlord, 8 strength unit. So that is in a lot of ways equal, but the secret source, that is gotta be the mangonels from Nestor. And he is absolutely trying to ram into this southern part of the map currently. We have a huge build-up and he needs to do something, as in 11 points Persia is gonna win. So he will require to do something, and infantry square is gonna be here in 6 turns from Persia. So a lot is coming together currently, but the economy is sort of an issue. We do not have infinite resources in Persia, and we do have some struggling family relationships. So yeah, it's very close. It's a very even match, and during the last stream I had the absolute honor of hosting. We did have a score up here, Team Nestor versus Team Quetzal, with different players voting for either player during the last session. I am Team Nestor, and I don't believe the exact players who voted for the different nations, but nevertheless it is indeed very close. And might I say, we are a bit on a comeback for Nestor. These two players, I believe Nestor is the more experienced, and we saw some mistakes from Quetzal last session, especially not utilizing having a pretty decent Queen Asta the Able. That is doomed, unfortunately. I didn't realize that. She is able, or was able basically, to turn out a lot of workers with training. You do have this lovely button, and she didn't. We didn't really use the training, so our economy never really caught on. So it's a pretty equal economy. But yeah, as you can tell, the players are getting ready to go back into this session. We have ships, triremes out here. We have macemen, cushion warlords, ballistas, mangonels, generals fighting versus spearmen, onagers, a few longbowmen. Our tech, we did get the free longbow card earlier, so a few longbowmen. And do not forget Sentinel bonus from Hunters. If we go into Yushi, or before I go that, you can tell, just looking, these are the production from our cities in Persia. Pretty decent training amount overall, but it is pretty spread, and the main unit we're producing is currently Spearmen. If we go to our opponent, if we go to Nestor, look at this, 50, 50, 50, 20, and I believe this used to be a city with automation on, no longer, but basically we are having 4 absolute powerhouses of production facilities turning out Cushion Warlords and Mangonels. So an absolute crazy endgame situation right here. Both players are currently going for infantry square. I believe they are gonna get there basically the same time. Now we'll have a little advantage to Nestor, but it is clearly his game to win now with this offensive. We have even more ships back here. I didn't realize we had 2 ships back here. Probably don't want more ships. We would like more warlords. The warlords are gonna be pretty difficult to counter with spearmen. However, as said, in 6 turns we will have infantry square. And yeah, welcome everybody in chat to this lovely game. I know I am competing currently, if you can call it that, with another great game going on currently with Mojo fighting last year's tournament winner, Mr. Klaas Koala. Definitely check that stream out afterwards if you haven't already. It seemed like an interesting start. But yeah, I think we should be ready to go. Oh, I just getting new. Quetzal is saying his game crashed, so he will restart and presumably join us shortly. So it's gonna be a few seconds before we get going. Hopefully it won't be long. But if you have any questions in chat, just fire away, let me know. And yeah, hopefully we'll be live with the actual match. Okay, Quetzal is gonna restart his computer, so it is gonna be a few minutes. Yep, we can take a look at the graphs. These are the current stats. One of the important ones, this one, the improvements controlled, it is pretty equal overall. So the economy is in some regards pretty equal. The number of specialists is favoring Persia though. However, we do get a bit of a value in Yushi, as we are having quite a lot of these very nice watermills doubling the production. So the quality should be better in Yushi currently. Looking at the other graphs, growth, not really the most important. Civics, pretty equal. Training, pretty equal. Difficult to assess this as leaders can affect this quite a lot, and we do have a zealot leader going on in Persia currently, whereas we have a judge in Nestor's empire currently. But the more important is probably science, and we are currently sitting on a comfortable lead. At least I'd say comfortable lead. Turn 116 and 300 science on only 5 cities. So pretty impressive build-up from Nestor. And the orders, as I alluded to before, this is kind of the main difference between the two empires in the actual war currently. We are having a significant advantage in regards to orders in Persia, which is gonna make this defense a lot easier, along with us just having sentinels and home advantage overall. Although the reinforcement route is pretty easy for Nestor in this case. Military, pretty equal. Both players had basically the exact same number just before the war begun, and have lost approximately the same around of units. Wood, pretty equal, or getting there at least. Stone, advantage for Nestor. Iron, overall pretty equal, a little advantage for Nestor. And food, a decent advantage for Nestor. And that could really be quite important, as looking at the units we need to make, they do cost a lot of food, so that is pretty important. And another quite important thing to mention is the family opinion. We have no issues whatsoever currently going in Nestor's empire, whereas Persia are having rebels along with some not that satisfied families that can cause a lot of issues down the road. So that is gonna be pretty rough. Money is also favoring big time Nestor currently. So overall the economy is clearly going Nestor's way currently. Legitimacy, however, again, pretty huge advantage, and that is translating into 10 extra orders for Persia, so that is quite significant. But some of that is going to be lost when she dies. That is unfortunate. And hopefully our second player is getting back soon. Nestor is saying he needs to figure out which hype music he's going to play while trying to fight this battle. It is back and forth currently. Currently it is Persia's turn, and he should be able to punish pretty hard. And it seems he is back in, so yeah, we are about to get ready. And if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll do my best to answer. But overall, we are having a late game war going on, and those are so difficult. Often you don't have a lot of experience fighting in these late game wars. At least I don't. I am way more efficient with my units when we are talking archers and spearmen. I just have a feeling for how they work, what numbers will need to be accounted for. This is unknown territory for quite a lot of players. It is a bit laggy as well when you have this many units as the player state. To have a bit of a build up in gold though in Persia, which is always nice. These rebels are gonna be so annoying. So very annoying. Do we have anyone? No wonders in production, and we can't really afford wonders, so there is still some time left before Nestor needs to win this game, basically. We have some baths going, looking to up our science, although it is pretty late in the game. But even though we have quite a significant science lead in Nestor's empire, it hasn't really amounted to a lot of different units besides the mangonels. Besides that, it is pretty even, and Might continue to be like that for a little while. But mangonels are probably one of the best units in the game. Seemingly we have the war continuing. We have this lovely onager top of the hill fighting back. We could probably get a pretty good route chain right here. These onagers are positioned to do a lot of damage. All these units could probably die. I believe Nestor sort of made a mistake last turn. He should most likely have finished at least 2 units and not done any damage to the other, but he ended up leaving this ballista alive and this cataphract archer and this archer, which isn't optimal. You'd like to kill your opponent's units and not hurt them like we see here. But it is gonna be ugly, it is gonna be back and forth, it is gonna be a lot of units dying on both sides. The question is who can keep up the production and the pressure. Persia does have a lot of orders, as said before, and they do have the home advantage, although we do not see that many sentinel. We have some archers up here and an archer, ballistic. We have some, but not crazy number. We have a leader going to town. We are getting some kills here, but she is doomed, which is unlucky. And our scholar heir is gonna take over the throne. That is quite early. Yeah, Constant, you are absolutely right. In Nestor's empire, one of the main reasons we are building so much training is these cleric cities are doubling the production from monasteries, and this is why clerics might be one of the best late game families, although they come online late, but we are in the late game. They are absolutely bonkers. So these monasteries are each providing 4 training. But back to the front. Critical, that's nice. Critical, holy, she's just going on a rampage. Absolutely. She can, she's not done. She's probably gonna go all the way over here. 5 kills already, and we still have these over here. Yeah, Nestor's last turn wasn't pretty. We saw a few mistakes. She is gonna die soon, and that is gonna change the battlefield quite a lot. Fierce is always nice. Gonna feel bad to lose that. And we do still have a lot of cataphract archers, as you can tell. These cataphract archers are absolutely crazy. But yeah, crazy crits coming in. I really think Nestor had the opportunity to do more, but often in these late game wars it's gonna be back and forth, so each turn you think the other is kind of taking the advantage. But she is gonna go out in a blaze of glory, this very decent zealot. It's a shame she dies already. She's really goddamn good. Trying to keep it family friendly, but struggling, as she is. Lovely. But 6 units killed. We lost 6. Cataphract archer, and then a spearman, chariot, cataphract archer. But we are clearly killing better stuff. Warlord, Warlord, Maceman, Ballista, Warlord, Warlord, Maceman. Clearly advantage in this turn at least in Persia's favor. Still 40 orders left. However, now it's getting to the point where it's a bit more difficult to commit as you have to move forward. And these are sitting on top of the hills. And look at the range. It's pretty good. So a lot of these units are gonna die next turn. But moving in and getting these units, that is the issue. That's where we struggle. And first turn is always played without a pause. And hello to everybody in chat. Lovely to have you guys here. And yeah, do let me know if you have any questions. I kind of like this. This unit is probably lost anyways. So moving forward like this is probably gonna be alright. It's gonna die anyways. The alternative would be to go back and heal up. That could also indeed work out. We need to find at least 6 damage for this one. Could be this spearman right here. Could it be... Could maybe be something from the back. These pretty annoying rebels. Probably not gonna make a huge impact, but it is annoying. And our units from the rider seat is fighting less powerful. Ooh, nice. We did find a unit capable of doing the damage we needed. I wonder if we could get to this guy. Probably not gonna happen. Would need a crit. So seemingly our chain is gonna end right here. 4 damage, 4 damage. Yeah, we'll need to commit quite a lot to get this guy. And this guy is gonna be probably the last guy. Okay. I think it's correct to continue to push in here. Ooh, we did attack with this. We could, if we had got down here, we could have killed this worker for free as well. Doesn't matter a lot, but it is something. But every unit we commit to this front right here is probably gonna die. So that is one reason to not overcommit. And this is the extremely difficult position to be in the late game. You can move forward with a lot of units, kill what feels like a lot of units, but the response is gonna be even worse, because right now we'll have at least 5 mangonels capable of shooting. I really hope Nestor is gonna be better today in using the mangonels. Holy shit, I'm dying over here. I'll grab some water. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Tell me what I missed. Not a lot. Seemingly. We are leaving this one alive. Yeah, this could be a pretty devastating turn for Persia, but that's the case each time. Killed 9 units, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9. I don't know. Maybe we can kill it all once more as we fight back in a second. Not certain, but yeah. This is the very fun and interesting situation about endgame wars. It has taken 30 turns to build up this army and it's just gonna go down to this level in 5 turns or so. People are gonna die. But these very strong defensive mangonels are gonna do a lot of damage. Horsebane even. Look at this damage, it's just devastating. But what I would like to do is probably take my units furthest behind with the biggest damage, like these mangonels, and start by attacking with them. Take this guy and make him attack here, or here, whatever. Then take this guy probably and attack. Also some very good mangonels back here. Probably double attack this guy. Then he's almost dead. And then we could probably quite easily find the last bit of damage to kill these guys. This guy down here can start a route chain and probably get this. These mangonels right here, I'd love to get them to attack probably all the way over here. Probably attack this guy twice maybe. I think if we do that we get these 2 archers as well along with this, and this is gonna get quite hurt. Then we are having these guys, which is gonna be annoying, but maybe we just slam in a lot of cushion warlords to them. We do not have infinite cushion warlords, but we do have some. Yeah, and I said this is the first turn back. It's been effectively 25 minutes since we started the stream, and we've yet to press end turn once, but we did have a computer restart going, so I guess that makes sense. But hopefully they'll get back to the groove, but the turn timer is pretty significant at this time, and I understand why you would like to take your time with these turns. It is the culmination of quite the long battle, so yeah. Not the most significant event. Alright, back to us. In the Nestor camp. Attack here. Attack here, probably. Then a little damage to this guy. And then we can have one of our warlords. Maybe one of the ones, or maybe a horseman, can come down here and clear this, and then going to this. Probably want this to attack in here, and then we need to find some damage for this one down here. Do we have anything nice? Probably take another one down. Not that one. Probably take a guy like this. Yeah, look at this. The reason to commit this much forward is you can see the kills, so you kind of eventually end up in this position as you are killing the opposition. Okay, take the camel. I see this. Okay, start by killing this with something capable of routing. So, horse archer. I mean, we got this, but we could most likely have routed with a unit. If we had taken this one down here and routed, we could have attacked in here. This guy could then have killed this, and gotten to this point and be ready to attack down here. Nestor, you are not making the trades I would have liked to see. This attacking in here, we are omitting our chance to get these 3 units easily. But with that said, we are getting decent trades going right here, so it's not without any value. We maybe could have attacked this one and then committed one of these guys forward and routed all the way through. I see the trades we are taking, and they are not bad per se, but I feel like there should... We're pretty fast. We are playing this turn in no time at all, which I very much appreciate and respect. But it is the end game. We could maybe find some small improvements. These small improvements could really go a long way. Like if this unit was already dead and we gotten these over here without committing too much forward. That is the reason why I like to have the onagers, the mangonels, taking on the units in the back the most, because that's gonna make our enemy come to us to punish us, basically. Look at this range from up here all the way over here. Bonkers, absolute bonkers. But we need to move forward eventually. We need to get at least this cataphract archer, and I believe we are gonna get it. So we are gonna take a somewhat decent trade. But we could have gotten a bit more. These 2 guys and probably this would absolutely be within our grasp. Are we gonna do anything with our boats? We do have a boat positioned out here, a trireme, ready for our connection down to the water. So we have easy access in here and can attack. I really like this end-game battle situation. Spectating is quite interesting. A lot of small decisions adding up in situations like this. For instance, do we open up another front right here? We could take one of our mangonels, the wild hunters, it's even got a name. And if we put up one mangonel on the hill, we can start raining down on the city, and this is perfect terrain to attack into with an onager and mangonel. If we set up a few mangonels on the hill right here, and then have the mangonels in the front, we could probably pretty easily take this city. I think it might be worth to do that. Only 7 orders left. Are we really leaving this one alive? We need to commit. We need to get at least this one. No reason to leave a cataphract archer alive. Get this guy involved. Get this guy involved. I'm not certain what we are using our orders on. SPPN. Anyone have an idea about what SPPN means? Is that gonna be pikemen? Maybe? Pikemen? I don't know. I am confused. I really don't get why we are not killing this unit. It seems like it came to us. Yeah, I'm I am confused. We are seemingly prioritizing getting onagers in position and setting up for the future. But why set up for the future? He could just fall back, and he's probably gonna do exactly that. So yeah, I think Nestor could have gotten these units, all the 3 units, and this one right here, but maybe I am mistaken. Not certain, without committing too much, but we shall see. New leader, Scholar. He is Highlander. Bonus from Hills, but that's not amazing. We didn't lose that much regards to legitimacy. That's a nice bonus. Alright. But this is an issue, and this is also an issue. 2 of the family hate our guts currently, and why is that? 1, the Zoroastrianism faith has spread to our Rider city, so that is one reason why they hate us. And this lady, she's not too impressed with us. Yeah, the queen was beautiful. And we even have Buddhism on. How did we get Buddhism? Did we? I have no idea how we got Buddhism. Yeah, these units should have been dead. Nestor. Mistakes. We apparently saved our trireme. Prioritize that. I disagree. We have more rebel spawning. And we've started to clear the rebels. So the rebels are not going to cause us too many issues. Hopefully. When we can afford it, we should probably heal this guy up once. The issue is we can't quite reach the city. We are very close to reaching the city, but not quite there. But we've cleared a lot. Both players are tanking their score right here. And in pretty equal amounts. I wonder what pikeman is going to do to this equation. We do have how many spearmen ready to get promoted? We've got quite a lot of spearmen ready to get promoted, but we can't really afford it. Can't really afford it. These kind of situations is lining themselves up for, battle puzzles, how to optimize the turn. The difference between the optimal turn and a decent turn can be huge. Ooh, this leader could be pretty good. Affable and especially warlike is pretty nice. We're just clearing out our rebels back here, but it is gonna cause us issues if we are unable to deal with that. Are we close to having them swap? No, not at all. Paganism doesn't like us too much either. Could maybe do something about that. Hello, Scientific. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, somebody's gotta step up when you are unable to cast all weekend. So I guess that's me this weekend. I was very much considering not casting this one, but I really think this deserves to be casted. I may opt out of the early cast tomorrow though, because that would be my 4th cast in this weekend. But we shall see. We shall see. So we do have a bit of a break in the war currently. I would love for Nestor to open up this front up here. I think having the fight on two fronts is in a lot of ways beneficial to him, especially when the fight can be with mangonels standing right here and taking pot shots at this. It would take a lot of effort to break this, and yeah, a lot of value to be had. Cyan, you can't leave us like this. We gotta develop the technology to clone scientific, so we can have infinite casts going all the time. I think that would be a value. Gonna take a sip of my drink. I do apologize if you can hear it. It's actually a smoothie. It's pretty good. Spooky, I think there would be. I agree you do not have a lot of orders, but you are still rocking 50 orders, and this up here is gonna be more order intensive for the opponent. Just build a road right here and go up with a mangonel right here, and then pretty much the rest of these without much effort can defend you right here. I think there is merit to be had in starting to clear this down here. But it is a very difficult situation. But next turn we are probably gonna have quite a lot of orders, as yeah, we are not really doing anything unless we want to really overcommit and go in, which may be something we would like to do, but it is risky. It is very risky. Hello, Blunt Magic. And GG's Blunt Magic. It's from the FFA we played a week back or so. GG's to you. We did seemingly find some ways to improve the relationship with the family. Probably found salt somewhere. Seemingly helped a little bit. But look at this situation, it's basically flawless. Do we have a nice air? Not really. We can only do 2 shots, which isn't bad, but it's not enough to kill. We need a bit more damage to actually kill the units. Ah, look. I just spotted something. We are building up something here. I thought I spotted something. Yeah, I did. We are having forts marked. This position of this marker is confusing to me. I believe, or I know, that this marker is for this tile right here, but it's difficult for me to tell at a glance which tile it is. I understand the reason for pinning it to the bottom like this, but it is confusing to me. I was blunt. I was waiting for the rest of the lobby to turn on me, but no one did anything. So it is what it is. Anyways, back to this game. I shall not comment on an FFA I played with the chatters earlier this week. I shall commend our our Yushi player for doing kind of what I said, opening up a second front right here. And building forts, always nice. Although this is not very dangerous, but a little dangerous, as you may lose this fort to the opponent. Next turn, infantry square, which is gonna really benefit us versus the cataphract archer. However, we do not have a lot of infantry units. Only 5 units capable of being upgraded into pikemen. So not a lot. Hello, Frederick. Hello, Prop Gambler. I saw the wrong name. The point situation is as follows. We have 10 points before Persia is winning. And as for holy cities, I believe we already have the church and the temple of Solomon. So 2 of our current religions already, but we could maybe still build in the Buddhism holy city of Caspia. Although the holy city is this city, which is probably not as easy. And yeah, I still don't know how Buddhism spawned. I don't know if it's too rough Persia. Both players are making mistakes. Excuse me, I had to cough a little bit. I am dying over here, dying to entertain you guys, committing to the best of my ability. Again, back down below negative 200. That is one of the disadvantages of having so many cities. It is simply having people upset. This discontent is building up slowly and making us slowly lose the relationship with the families. Yeah, I'm not 100% on top of my game, but it is what it is. A little sick, but not too bad. Amazement, that is annoying, and it's also all the way down here, which is gonna actually drain some orders, I'd say. This is music to our ears as Yushi. Yeah, I am ill, but not severely ill, and certainly not doomed. Appreciate that, Spooky Wolf. Appreciate that. We still have top who people thought would win this match, and more people had faith in Persia, Quetzal, whereas only 2 guys believed in Nestor. And I am sorry, we can go back and watch the last stream for who the people were, but I remember I am Team Nestor. I feel like the Caster family has lacked a lot of heirs recently. Not a lot of people are casting. We had more early on in the tournament, but hopefully, people are gonna join in eventually. Yeah, look, we need to send a cataphract all the way down here. So that is at least 10 orders spent on killing this unit, basically. What do we spend? Influence, yeah, that is probably the best we can do. And gift to families. I guess that is the best we can do. And as always, if anyone would like to co-cast and is sitting in chat, feel more than welcome to join in. You don't need to be the best player in the world to co-cast, but if you would like to just sit back and relax and enjoy the show, go ahead. That is perfectly fine too. The main reason I'm casting is because I actually enjoy it. For whatever reason, this is entertaining to me. I wish it was my job. It's a lot better than what I normally do. But let's keep that confidential for now. I would probably have been a bit more aggressive up here. But yeah. I hope you took a screenshot, Spooky Wolf. I'll need evidence for that claim. But you certainly did the right strat. Farmed that commentating job in the very beginning of the tournament. Getting recognition and then dipping out. I like how we are almost able to kill this onager with these mangonels right here. They are getting damaged though, but not a lot. Wonder if we have a commander or something. I would like Nestor to be a tiny bit more aggressive. Getting one mangonel one step closer like this would, in my opinion, be worth it, because it would make certain we could clear these units standing here in one full salve of our units. And in order to clear, Persia would most likely have to commit more than one mangonel is worth. So I think it would be worth. Or if we're not doing that, consider moving a cushion warlord forward to these two positions and then attempt to build forts. It would seem we are gonna need to slow push our opponent. This is not over yet, Problem Gambler. I still believe Nestor could fumble this, but There are 20 buckaroos on the line between you and me on this. But I feel like at the rate this is going, it's gonna be a all or nothing. That's eventually gonna turn to against me, and you will win it all back in one fell swoop. And then I'm gonna hard commit and suddenly be in debt. That's usually how it goes when I'm gambling. Maybe I should change position and look at Nestor's point of view. I wonder which direction we would like to go. We could arguably go towards cataphracts. Cataphracts would be pretty decent. However, pikeman is gonna counter it. The counter to pikeman is maybe gonna be swordsman, but honestly, just getting professional army and holy war both would be pretty decent laws to get going. Could also go to elites and store up a lot of orders between turns, and then bank the orders and do a big push in one turn. That would also be pretty decent, and in a way make up for our lost order. Yeah, it's correct. He is targeting chain drive. I mean, Polybolis is gonna be a pretty good counter to the opponent's pikemen coming. So there is that. I've played this game for 1,000 hours, or honestly way more at this point, and I only think I used Polybolis maybe 2 or 3 times in total, and honestly all the times they were not really the main reason to win the war. So I would love Nestor to prove me wrong. This is one of the reasons I'm watching these games, and I especially came into this is to see how does this end game stack up. But look at the timer. We are getting pretty close to Persia being able to take it with points. We have some pretty cheap wonders still in play. Hanging Gardens, the Lighthouse, Apadana. If our opponent, or if Persia is able to abdicate into a builder, we do not have a builder anywhere on the throne currently, but if one of these kids became a builder, this guy for instance, if he became a builder, we could make him heir and abdicate and have 11 workers stand basically on top of the wonder and finish a wonder in no time at all, which would go pretty hard. There is gonna be 4 more points to be had within the next 20 turns or so, which isn't something we really can afford to throw away. So there is definitely a timer currently going, and I think you should push it a bit more than they currently are. Infantry square in 2 turns, which is gonna these these spearmen are gonna be upgraded into pikemen, and suddenly our mainly horse army are gonna struggle. And how long before we get, if we are gonna opt for coinage into windlass into chain drive, it is gonna take a little while. It's gonna be at least 10 turns. I don't know how I feel about this. Seemingly we have some notes down here, which I haven't seen at all. Let's see what we got here. We got strat idea 1. Slow push with mangonels will probably work best in the north. Might be too slow if he goes for points. Strat 1.1. Start aggressively building forts on the hills in the north. Maybe he will attack and I can punish. Otherwise, I get forts on my slow push to break his line. Yeah, that is right. For tech, go polybole. Bonus that windmills are on the way, which I need to boost my econ. That is probably not wrong that the windmills could improve his econ, but by how much, I wonder. Probably some. Not sure that's my take. Strat idea 2. Use the fact that I have ships, flank his army with pikemen. Drawback is that this is possible quick way to throw the game if the fight goes badly, but at the moment he does not seem to have anything to counter pikes. He's gonna have pikes of his own in 2 turns, goddammit. Convert. Okay, that's strategy node. His king is Highlander. I should be very careful fighting in the north, although with his negative opinion I should be fine now, but later on I'm better fighting in south. I like these nodes. Yeah, interesting. I really appreciate players doing this. I wish I was able to do it in my own games, but when I'm playing I am locked in to a fault, and yeah, props to the players capable of doing that, but I am not that player. I am just trying to push the buttons to the best of my ability. That's why I need to cast in between to show a bit of my personality in between games, because it is not coming through in the games themselves. Alright, back to Yushi. Back to Yushi. Seemingly windless is our approach. Yeah, but I believe we need to be a bit more aggressive with our mangonel timing. We do not have infinite time. We need to make something happen somewhat soon. Plant a cloak. I don't think I've ever seen this item. Yeah, that's annoying. Probably just... I mean, we can easily clear... We could easily clear the rebels, at least. Yeah, and we are taking the rebels and horsemen and the slinger. Not really gonna be an issue. Bonk, bonk. Damage. Alright, we dealt with that. But what are we doing here? We are intercession. Yeah. Really keeping up on our relationships, which is very nice. I would love to see the mangonels pushed in this turn. I mean, we do not have perfect information, but I still think that would be advisable. And I would love to start building forts here as well, just to make it easier for our eventual mangonels we have down here to be a bit closer, because we are not able to kill anything from this position, and it sucks to have such a powerful force without it doing anything. And we cannot play for time. We are in dire need of doing something somewhat soon. One good thing, if the opponent is gonna go mass pikeman, crossbowman is actually a pretty decent counter. before we get to Polybolus. However, Cataphract Archer is a decent combo versus that. Ooh, nice. I didn't see we moved this one here. That's my bad. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's what I would like as an absolute minimum. We would like to kill units. We don't need to kill a lot of units, but slowly killing units is gonna mentally stress our opponent a little bit. But it's probably not wrong that you need to look at the economy. Look at the opponent. He is having issues spamming Cataphract Archers. Decent economy, but it's not gonna continue forever. The food is not quite there, and we are losing gold each turn. Warlike and Eloquent. Scholar is probably not that bad, actually. It is gonna enable us to target whichever tech we would like to go for. Although I don't know which tech we would like to go for as Persia. We are bringing up the ships. I wonder if... Yeah, just taking the triremes and lining them up down here is mentally stress our opponent more than actually stress him. Probably, yeah. We killed the Maceman. But still, it's not getting better. What is causing all these issues? It's mainly these discontent levels and citizens not being employed. Both are adding a lot of unhappiness to the writer's family, and we're not really able to do anything about it. Not fast enough, at least. We're still building up the economy. That is a really important distinction between the two players. Or actually not. Both players are using orders to build up the economy. Ooh! We are going in. I missed this. What did we kill? We killed an onager, a worker, and a maceman. So we are getting some value. Actually, maceman, onager, worker, maceman, worker. We probably don't need a lot of workers where we are going, but a few would be nice, and you don't want the discontent. I wonder how much we're gonna be able to punish. Very good response. Got a lot of value from that. Probably could have done this approach a bit more cautious from Persia. Maybe brought up a few more units in this position, but again, we are gonna be able to kill a lot of units right here. And yeah, I think a fight up here is gonna favor Nestor, but I'm not entirely certain. We are moving a Cataphract Archer forward. Never mind, we are going in with another spearman. And yeah, this is nice. Just each turn we are losing units to this. Again, it's not a lot of units, but it is units. Maybe we should just fall back further, as right now having the ability to attack this city or this unit right here is what is causing this city to lose HP each turn. But this is rough. Negative 20%. Have we upgraded any pikemen? Not yet. We do not really have the economy to upgrade a lot of pikemen either. They are quite expensive. And we've yet to tech the tech. We need one more turn. So I guess that's adds up. Pikemen coming, and we can spam these boys. Mainly iron. 100 training, so almost each turn we're gonna one turn this. I don't think the family opinion got punished by the shenanigans here, but we shall see next turn. We shall see now. Nope, family opinion still without any issues. We only have 5 cities, and they are very happy, these cities, or relatively speaking. So high pike here, rush. We are making small pings. I like this. Alright. Pike. Boom. A lot of value. Pikes is really gonna eat through these cataphract archers. Some decent value. I'd still love to see this mangonel move forward. I think it is too passive. A fight up here right now is definitely beneficial to us, especially now with a few pikemen in our field. So put the timer on the opponent, move a mangonel forward, get them to regret the positioning. We are giving him time to build a moat, for instance. It's gonna take forever to clear this. Down here we have. We decided to, instead of attacking, we opted for getting a commander promoted in here, which is gonna enable us to do a bit more damage. And probably fine. Losing amazement and an onager and 2 workers at this stage is probably okay for 2 cataphract archers. But yeah, I feel like we could be a bit more pushy with our mangonels. But we are gonna lose to overextending, so I can understand why you would be cautious, but I feel this is too cautious. Double rebel, 2 spearmen. Not the worst. I like how this scout has one tile to hide and found it. Look at the economy, it is pretty rough. Although the stone is sort of getting there. Not a builder. Unfortunate. Probably gonna go sell it here. But yeah, the points are getting closer and closer. Could go for Buddhism Disciple. Get that one going. Back here, probably. And only 9 points. It is getting pretty close. In theory, we could maybe also go for an opulent project or two from some of these cities. It would also do something to our upset families. So there is a world where that could happen. We are promoting to pikemen as well. I understand that. It's gonna be a lot more difficult to kill these pikemen now. That is gonna be a bit upsetting for Nestor to see pikemen join the fray already. Did he comment on it? Not really. We are having a pretty decent training income, so we can upgrade each turn, but we have no iron, basically no food, and negative gold. I haven't done the math problem, Gambler, but I think you're right. I think vaulting would be my play as well. Going accelerating the process by getting this calligraphy. 10 culture in each city would get these cities up way faster. So I agree, vaulting would be my play here, which is also one of the reasons why I feel like Nestor should be a bit more aggressive. Not a lot more aggressive, but a bit more aggressive. Vaulting would be a pretty strong play. And again, what other options do you really have? Could go vaulting, I guess. Could go vaulting. Yeah, happiness boost, also a good point. Would go pretty hard. What does the military graph look like? Look, it is. We went down and now we bounce back up. But we gotta... Ooh, pikemen, nothing but pikemen coming out. We need to be aggressive. As Nestor. He's gonna be very upset if he's too slow. And this is 3 points. This is 2 points, but it's gonna be 3 points very soon. One, 2, 3, 4 points within 15 turns. I mean, we are getting dangerously close. And we could build stuff like hanging gardens. Abadana would go pretty hard right here, actually. For Persia, that is. both as a victory condition, but also just to help our empire. I'm still not certain who's going to take this. It could go either way. I feel like Nestor could break through, but we need to see it happen. Did we add any additional nodes down here? I don't think so. I don't think so. High pike here. Rush other pike here. Alright, Nestor. What are we gonna do? We are back to building a fort. And again, probably worth, but I don't feel like Nestor has the sense of urgency he should have. I really feel like he should push even further. He does have the economy, he's got the better economy, he's got the bigger army, the better technology. But it's getting closer and closer the longer the game goes on. We need to get some cities somewhat soon. Maybe the reason we are so focused on the stone is just to... No, we're not gonna go wonders at all. We are just building military units. We are just building military units. Bring this mangonel up here. Get it... Oh, onager, sorry. Get this onager up here. Get it involved. The response is gonna be... He's probably gonna kill it, but he doesn't have infinite cataphract archers. It's close, but not infinite. We are fighting an army of maybe 15 or something. That was honestly a pretty good guess from me. Not quite, but close. 14 cataphract archers. And 3 more on the way. Yes, yes. Do it, move forward. Something. Maybe not this one, it's already set up. Maybe go with... Yeah, I like this. Get another one involved. Get another one involved. Look how little damage a cataphract archer does to an onager up here. It does help there is a fort. Absolutely insane. Move this one forward as well. Just start to slam down this city. Get started. Come on, Nestor. We honestly should and could be more aggressive. Not quite. Almost able to get this one, but not quite. Would it be worth to trade? Do we have anything to trade? Not really. No. And there is a pretty strong response with archers and but not in the city, so. And a rebel, a slinger, not really anything that should scare us, but any good events? Strong. "12 orders, I mean, not bad. Not sure what we need the orders for, but Schema, Zealot, again, not a builder. A builder would be really nice if any of these ended up being a builder. Then saving for 2 wonders, abdicate and have all your workers build the wonders in 2 turns before the opponent can respond. That is an approach that could win us the game. And we did indeed go for Walding. That is gonna accelerate this curve massively. We have 3 developing cities coming, and yeah, honestly not a lot of cities to be upgraded anymore, although the strong cities can of course turn towards legendary, but yes, we don't have a lot of cities left to upgrade. Only 8 points. Could we build the wonders we need? I think I would start hanging gardens as soon as possible, just to get the timer going. But can't really afford it, so easier said than done. I mean, this is interesting. Both players are seemingly close to accomplishing their current goals, and especially Persia, they win if they get set. But that pikeman spam is in 5 turns there are gonna be so many pikemans on the field. Yeah, and this is the thing I was about to say. We are gonna see an opponent sitting behind moats. It's gonna take too long to kill this city. It could be getting close. Which is our best civics production city? We do have some around 30. It could honestly be considered to build estates in these 2 cities. Or which this city and this city. I think it would be reasonable to build an estate in both cities, and getting 2 estates, that's 2 points when you get the opulence project. Then get hanging gardens, that is another 2 points. We need 8. We are gonna have from points alone, we are gonna have 1, 2, 3 points somewhat soon, and perhaps this one could Terrador. Could we up our culture output in here? Maybe. We could demolish this lavender, get 50 culture, and maybe just go for a bit of culture. We could maybe have the win within 12, 14 turn-ish, which it's soon-ish, but not quite soon enough. And look at this power graph. It is so goddamn close. Orders, I mean, it is not a lot, but it is still something. The orders are rising a little bit for Yushi. It's easier to fight 60 orders to 60. Oh, sorry, 80 to 60 than it is to fight, 30 to 60. It matters a lot less. But we are so cautious in Nestor's Empire. I don't think he realized that he's actually basically even with Persia in regards to both military and maybe even has a better military production. I think he is... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, one third more orders is significant, but it's not something you can't come back from. New tech idea, going swordsman. I'm running out of wood. I can't fill my build queues. So seemingly we've abandoned this. We are going swordsman instead. Yeah. I don't like the indecision. We do not have time for indecision. We do not have time for indecision. But I think swordsman is a good addition to his army, so it's not bad at all to get swordsman. I would maybe have opted for swordsman earlier, but to be fair, he didn't know pikeman was coming this soon. Finally, we can hit this city. Sadly, it's a turn or two too late, so it has... Oh, it's gonna rush a moat, and it's gonna take forever to kill. We need to get things in order to start really attacking into this. I would also take this trireme and move it over here. When we have a few pikemen very soon, and we also already have some, these pikemen could, if we get them close enough, come all the way over here and just go in and start attacking these cataphract archers on their home turf. And it's not like there is infinite counter potential to that. Science currently is clearly in advantage towards Yushi, but it doesn't matter as much as you would like because he's not really turning it into anything. He does have mangonels, which is significant, but I think we are about to want to trade pikeman for pikeman. I don't know why we are building cathedrals. Are we gonna go for an elder scribe? Why do we need elder scribes? Is it to rush units? Maybe rush it? I'm puzzled and confused about why we're not just building units. Never ending unit spam. right about now. But yeah, setting up another boat down here, getting our pikemen down here, ready to move in and attack over here could be a play. This, look, it's it's very much saying this is getting close. Why are we setting it up here and not here? That is almost certainly a mistake. I mean, I like that we're pushing forward with more mangonels. I would just like us to be more aggressive. Even more aggressive. 2 rebels, axemen, macemen, very annoying. State religion, probably not what we are looking for. Inspiring, educated. And we are having trouble filling up our build queues. This is getting close. Who do you think is gonna take it, guys? Who do you think is gonna win? Anyone confident to make a call? $64 orders. So what are we gonna refill our build queues with? I'm curious what vaulting is gonna do to the timer. Yeah. Most people are still thinking Persia is gonna take it. And you may be right, guys. You may be right. Look how far back we're pushing. If we take this city and this city, the main thing we're gonna do to the Persia economy is just to alleviate their unhappiness. It's all about the points. If this game wasn't ending at 47 points, if it was, let's say, 60 points they were fighting for, I would be way more confident that Nestor would take it. Yeah, that is the issue. You only have 3 developing cities, or maybe 2 now, honestly. 3 developing cities, so it's not gonna do a lot. There is around 4 points to be had within reasonable time, maybe 5. So we are in need of a wonder or 2, or an opulence project. We need something. I also like how we built this many boats and are not really doing anything with boats. At the beginning of the session it was so feisty, and it has slowed down a little bit. Not the worst leader you could have, honestly. We are in a big war and we get the humane for healing units and increasing happiness and culture. See how far back your enemy is falling. I don't think we can hold this city without committing a lot more as Nestor. It would be better fighting down south. We do have the water connection, the waterway. Do have the cataphract archers ready to deal with that. Mounted units, we are still having even more cataphract archers now. And we've done a pretty good job at increasing our pikemen numbers as well. I'm gonna go for an additional officer. I can respect it. I feel that is a decent choice. This city is just spamming specialists forever though, which is probably fine. Could maybe... Nah, not really any amazing agents or, sorry, any amazing governors. Persia hasn't, or never did, could still, but never opted to change out of centralization and into vassalage. Should probably have done that a long time ago. Also, orthodoxy would have been great. Even honestly going engineering and getting cheaper wonders would be great. A lot of options in the law tree for Persia. We've done not much in that regard. Not much at all. Orders. Robust, cunning, affable. It is such a slow creep forward with the mangonels. And we are in the lead. And do not forget, our current family opinion is excellent, whereas our opponent is having upset families. Why can't I find it? Angry. Here. Angry family. So this is what I would like to see. This is nice. Still would have liked to build a fort down here. Build a fort, start hammering on this city. He's fallen back, which is probably what we wanted. Could honestly also maybe take an onager and challenge in here. Or a mangonel even. I believe we are... We are not comfortable in moving forward as we did earlier. This is such a strong core. You would love these two to do some work. So having this mangonel taking some shots would be nice. Persia is not really building any forts, at least not to my knowledge. Their workers are building farms mainly, just trying to increase these raw resources output as we are selling and trying to keep the economy afloat. We have a lot of council going on, treasury. It's mainly counseling along with the units we can afford. We do have some forts though, but we've seemingly abandoned those forts. But it seems to me that we are moving forward with a bit more confidence now. Sorry, it takes a long time when I switch turns. May move in at least 2 more mangonels. Can't fit 3 more mangonels. Need to hurry and not lose the points. Maybe it is actually time to attack in the south too. I have a lot of spears and his family are still unhappy. I agree, Nestor. I also agreed 2 turns ago at least. And we would probably like to not really build a lot more with our workers. I don't really think we want the orders tied to building. But it seems that Nestor is pushing, which is the right call in my book. Again, we are having issues with nice positioning for the ballista. Can't easily deal with these rebels, but it is causing some trouble. It is very annoying to deal with all these issues. We are attempting to influence, and we've done a decent job at making it better. We are making a pretty good push. Ooh. Apparently the New World, aka America, we got an earthquake. Not the worst earthquake, honestly. A lot of it is civilians that really shouldn't be doing a whole lot more this game. So we can probably tank this. Just heal the few units and continue on our merry way. The issue with all these pot shots we are taking is that they have infinite orders in Persia, so they don't really need anything. But yeah, I was about to say, it would seem like the New World, aka America, has advanced to round 3 in the tournament. So you are probably able to take a look at what upcoming matches we're gonna be having, which is honestly pretty exciting. I can tell you in the top bracket we're gonna have Scientific versus Kirstad, Oro versus Fiddler, Alcraz versus Nick Knight, and Purple Bulmus versus Wild Rook. This is exciting. I am very much looking forward to this. Very much looking forward to how this is gonna progress. Hopefully the old world is gonna get there soon as well. Yep. This is not really taking damage. One more turn for vaulting. And we are clearing the pretty annoying Furious family. But yeah, this is the thing. The family opinion is not gonna stay this bad forever, or it's not a guarantee. Persia is being pretty good about trying to deal with these issues at home. Doing a decent job, I'd say. It's really a mistake in my book that Nestor haven't pushed more. He was so aggressive the first few turns. Even went in with units without killing anything. And now he's seemingly backed entirely off. There is a middle road with having these onagers slowly pushing forward, like inching 2 turns ahead each turn, or one tile closer each turn. Just having 1 or 2 onagers get closer, along with maybe a worker to set up the fort for protection. Or just start with the pikemen and building the fort right here. But alas, that is in the past. Currently our Yushi player Nestor is seemingly putting on a real nice advanced. We're gonna do a lot of damage to this city next turn. And apparently we didn't need any of all these forts. Or maybe we did. Maybe we would have a fight over here if we didn't build them. So this is a decent enough place to fight due to our extra range. But in regards to orders, it is quite expensive for us to get all the way over here, as we have no roads and it's hills all the way. It's almost better for Persia actually. So it's probably the right approach to be very slow and cautious right here. I don't know exactly what Persia is doing currently. I understand why they are using their time. Alright, pass the turn. Influence news 0 hit. Riders are only anchored now. My window may be closing. Yeah, you also took a pretty goddamn long time, good sir. And now we are going seal. Is that because we would like to get better orders? Or what? Or better, sorry, better mines, maybe? I am puzzled by the choices we are making regarding tech. But that doesn't matter. Look at the damage. City is getting close to going down. The most defensive fort line ever. You don't need to take this city, we just need Persia not to have this city. And what we would like is good trades overall and punish them. We need to turn our attention south as well. Move the boats forward, get the triremes going. We are still recovering from the earthquake, I guess. Some repairs needs to go out. These two finish. This is gonna be even better. Spamming pikemen for the most part is probably not a bad call. Cushion warlord, I mean, why not? Pikemen, cushion warlord, and more mangonels. I'd love to see more mangonels, honestly. Alright. How are we gonna respond to this as Persia? Seemingly we are gonna lose a city next turn. I mean, happiness is gonna be nice. Ooh, ride us back to very upset. Once more. I believe the new Sorrow head likes us even less, so that hurts riders actually. And archer spawned, again, not really an issue. But the main reason these rebels are not really causing any issues is that we don't have an issue with orders, as the pressure isn't really forcing an engagement. Our science is lagging though. I am curious what this is gonna do to our culture pattern in some of these cities. Not really most useful. We've disturbed the nets, but we've yet to anchor our boats as Nestor. I mean, this positioning I like. This fortify I don't like. But these two guys could come in and do a lot of damage to the backline over here. I'd love to see it. Just really move in, attack all over. But I don't think Nestor quite knows that he's actually outproducing his opponent, or at least very close to it. And with the family difference, it is absolutely making a difference. Happiness is gonna do a lot for us in a few turns. In 2 turns, to be exact. Should do a lot for both science and especially also our happiness. Funny how that is. Negative 500 from discontent. That is pretty severe. So each phase that goes away from the riders is gonna reduce the angry by 20, and there's gonna be 4, so it's 80 plus relation next turn, or in 2 turns. Nestor, god damn it, you gotta move the onagers forward, down south, or take the onagers behind and move them forward. Hello Alcaraz, welcome to the stream. It is indeed a very epic game we are having right here. The current question is, can Nestor push out and win before Quetzal is gonna win on points? And he does have a pretty long time currently, as there isn't a lot of points lined up in the coming turns. Maybe around 3 to 4, but I believe we got Vaulting. Oh, sorry, yeah, we did get Vaulting and Calligraphy this turn. So this has increased the timer by something. There are within the next 5 points within the next 20 turns. Still some wonders for grabs, especially Hanging Gardens. We do not have a Builder Heir capable of coming in and saving the kingdom. I believe they are similar. They are ranked similar currently in strength. Alcaraz, I thought you were on vacation or something to that extent, but seemingly you have time to tune in and see how it goes, which I appreciate. Yeah, I believe Yushi is certainly gonna take this city and is probably putting on the pressure down here. Yushi is quite far ahead in regards to science. It's currently only manifested as mangonels as a different tech unit, and then they have different unique units. However, the economy overall is better for Yushi. He's having a lot more watermills and having set up some very decent windmills soon, and he's benefiting greatly from iconography, which is netting him 44 training. So taking a look at this, look at the training count in his cities, and then compare it to his opponent. And you can also kind of tell there is an issue with our economy. Persia's economy is not really flying currently. Yeah, and family opinion is a very big factor as well. Currently, Alcaraz, we do have a bet up here who is gonna take it, and Team Nestor could use some reinforcements. I don't remember all the guys putting down the different bets, but this is the current number of bets. I am Team Nestor, and I was 2 sessions ago as well. Do you wager a bet? Yushi's empire is really efficient for how small it is. Alright. Gonna add one more for Team Nestor. I don't think I'm almost certain it wasn't you, Alcres. It was last stream I added this, and I don't think you joined us last stream, so 3 versus 4. I should look into Claude and get Claude to cook up some kind of betting site for Old World tournament, so you could gamble some imaginary value on the tournament matches. Alright, back to Yushi, back to Nestor. Oh, we got the event to avoid severely ill. I didn't get to see the events, I'm too slow. This city is gonna fall this turn. How much damage could we do to the units? Not a lot, sadly. That is true, Blunt Magic, if I streamed on Twitch, but I haven't really set up a Twitch channel, so this will have to do for now. Bonk. And we have the last damage as the pikeman could go in and take the city. We could also bring in something we don't mind losing, maybe. If we have anything. Not really. Maybe this camel. Because this unit is certainly going to die next turn. So maybe we would like it not to be a pikeman. Maybe we would like it to be something like a militia or something is excellent. But yeah, I think we are getting close to exhausting our options up here. I think we should focus our attention down south. Unless we move even further beyond, even closer to punishing here. I'm not convinced Problem Gambler has a gambling problem, but I'm basing that on absolutely nothing, and I must admit his name is not really making my argument easier. I should maybe build some wonders just to prevent him from doing it. That is not wrong, but the issue about going for that approach is that you need to build a lot of wonders. Hanging Gardens is probably the easiest, and going for that would be nice as the next wonders are more expensive and it's gonna take longer to build. So I see that. Yeah, it could backfire to move forward. But this is gonna be sort of back and forth with both units, both players sort of trading back and forth. But taking this city is gonna do amazing things for our opinion. Look how much opinion increased in hunters. So that is kind of... And I don't know about this, Chief. Maybe it's okay, maybe it's not. I'd rather attempt to push down here. I think just taking this city is enough. Or we could just hard commit and go in and really try to get this down. But it is... The issue, as far as I'm concerned with this, we are not fighting order efficiently up here. Whereas we would be more likely to be order efficient down here, as we are having support from the ocean. We are having boat support. So having the fight take place up here, I really don't like this pushing forward we're doing right now. It could maybe be the exact thing we need. Not gonna lie. This could very much be a case of the caster being wrong. The issue is, of course, it's difficult to kill these units easy. And we are not having... Yeah, actually, we don't have quite the firepower I thought we had. So maybe this is gonna be fine. We would need to expose some valuable units, and that could in turn make the trade somewhat even. Maybe this is alright. I'm not certain about it. I would most likely have preferred some kind of push down here, and it seems like we are forcing the engagement up here. Yeah, maybe. I think you could have done a little less and still a little less, but moved in here a little earlier, and you could have taken the city. You don't need to take it, you just need to him not having it. So it trading back and forth is probably alright. And then I would have focused my effort down here a bit more. But yeah, the response up here is not that impressive, at least not initially. Only doing like 4 damage here. That is neat. Getting a value in here, but it is very much a dead ballista. And that is the thing you gotta realize. Everything that is around this area is gonna die. So these 2 units are dead on my screen. These onagers, oh sorry, mangonels, easy capable of killing this. The order economy, Alcaraz, that is very much not in Yushi's favor. 30 orders is the difference between them. But Yushi could probably stop spending eco orders, and currently Quetzal or Persia is using at least some workers, some orders and workers, and he's having to deal with a lot of rebels often. Not currently, but often. Taking this city is doing wonderful stuff for our family relations. I believe he had an event last turn that netted him an additional orders. I don't know exactly how many, but at least some additional orders. This city is just hard committed to not ever being useful in regards to war. I I wonder why. Seemingly Persia doesn't really like the prospect of moving forward here, which I think is the right call. But that's what I mean. This city is probably gonna be a city where you trade back and forth basically. One unit goes in, kills what's in here, and then you get traded back. Because you will not really be able to push all the way in and kill all these onagers back here. So it's basically a no man's city. And that's why I don't like having this much focused up here. Although the forts are pretty nice, but we need some mangonels down south and starting to threaten this city. The difference between this city and this city, if we get this city, we are very close to getting these cities as well. And we do have the naval support down here. So having the big engagement being done up here, again, I think it's a tactical mistake. I think it is a tactical mistake. Yeah, it's true. You could take this with a very slow mangonel creep, and that could be a play, but there is no reason to make the mangonel play push up here when you might as well do it down here. I would go down here. I am repeating myself. It is difficult to keep saying new stuff as a caster. Maybe this mangonel right here is sort of the solution. This is getting into position. This can hit back here as well. This can hit back there as well. So 3 onagers can go in and hit this pikeman. These can take care of what's in here. And then maybe we could clear. When this is neutral, these forts are gonna be our forts as well, if I'm not mistaken. So if we get pikemen standing in here, this is gonna be our forts. So yeah, it is a bit high risk, maybe high reward as well. But honestly, maybe go like, how far can we can attack all the way into this onager? That's pretty crazy. But attack. I thought I had 3, but I apparently only have 2. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this. So 3 onagers attacking here. Then you have this guy clear this pretty easily. That is a bit annoying, but probably required. But yeah, we can move in and take these forts for ourselves. And having this guy in here, you had this... Why are we moving this one forward? We had... This is pretty nice, as it's gonna give us even more advantage in the fight here. Again, these are neutral. Maybe we are just waiting one more turn, and maybe that's good, because we are moving this forward, and maybe the slow approach here is actually the right approach. It is kind of what I was saying he was supposed to do down here, but maybe doing it up here is just as fine. We have 0 luxury resources assigned to anything. Quite a lot of severe damage to these pikemen. And we did get this onager. Possibly I missed this one. Yeah, this one could have attacked the onager. Yep. Never mind. Nestor definitely did it better than I initially stated. And maybe just next turn I would bring our reinforcements closer, though. They are quite far back. You don't need luxury resources. The family situation is excellent. What is our... Is she sailing? She is sailing. She is returning home. See. I'm not certain Persia is gonna hold here. I don't know how long they will play on for in today. Probably still have a pretty long fight ahead of us. Hmm. All these councils is really a sign of our economy not really capable of reproducing units. Looking at the military score, it's still very close. The difference is there, but it's minuscule currently. It is minuscule. Could go for doctrine. Doctrine would enable you to rush, but again, we don't have the economy, so we don't really need that. That is the issue. Seemingly we've done something amazing with our relationship. Everybody is influenced, no longer furious, and we got even better now. So yeah, the family shit show is about to be a whole lot less of a shit show. And some of this was the happiness boost we just got. Every single city just got an additional level of happiness, which elevated our relationship by quite a significant amount. The discontent levels are... Some of them are quite close. But yeah, that helped a lot with relations. But we've spent a lot of orders, a lot of resources on getting not shitty relationships. So, and what are we going to do here? This quite the puzzle. Quite the puzzle how to defend against this. Ooh. I love Alcres in on the Discord posting all the to be decided matches or to be scheduled, and we've got already one scheduled for round 3 in the New World. Regarding wonders, we are currently... Oh, I should probably look here. I'll get back to that in a second. We are moving in and trying to take some good trades. Currently killed 1 horse archer, and we definitely exposed 2 of our units. So that in itself is not that impressive. This is gonna be a bad trade for us. And again, the numbers, the rate at which we replenish our army is currently higher for Yushi. So we can't really lose these trades. Again, this is honestly what you would like to see from Nestor. He may not know it, but this sort of half push forward is probably the easiest for him to deal with. The worst would be if his opponent, Persia, entirely committed and just went all out in here. I'm not sure it would be a trade he could win, but it may be his best call, or fall back. But this sort of moving in with a few units and taking some trades, whereas Nestor is going to have better trades, that is probably the best case scenario for Nestor. And regarding wonders, we have quite a lot of wonders up grabs, but we do not really have an economy able to sustain it. Ooh, huge! We did change our law in Persia. Props to the player for doing this. This is exactly what we wanted. We've changed our laws for the better, which is gonna give us a lot of value in return. You'll love to see it. Very good job. And probably next time he's in a similar situation, he's gonna enable vassalage way sooner. I don't think part 5 and 6, maybe part 5, but I mean we shall see. But this feels to me like Nestor is making some decent enough progress. But maybe I am mistaken. This down here feels sad to me. All of this is doing nothing. All of this should be shooting somewhere. So yeah, I think at some point we should have set up this with forts here and moving these forward. Having these two folded up along with maybe this. These 3 tiles and then mangonels here would have done a lot for us, honestly. But this up here, that is great news. Currently, we are very much relying on having excellent relations with the leaders. They could die, and that could cause some issues for us. The Gracious. What is the Gracious? That is the better of the noble. I don't think I've gotten that often, but I believe getting happiness helps that a lot often. But we killed 2 units and we are gonna lose at least these 4 units. I wonder if we can push even further. Probably not. That was an insta mana grab. Are we gonna go this direction? I believe, yeah, we are. It is gonna enable horses in Old City, which, as usual, is rarely a concern. I wonder what our champion production is looking like. 110 or 8. Pretty impressive. What trade are we gonna take here? Can't shoot all the way forward to this guy and shoot this guy, and that's these 2 guys dead, which is also gonna damage this right here. I mean, this is an easy trade in here. This is probably gonna trade, yeah, in here somewhere. Maybe it's the turn where we move in a pikeman or 2 and showcase the power of our forts. This is looking very much like a Yushi fort to me currently. Some overall decent trades from Nestor. Yep, this is what I was talking about. Look at this damage we're doing in here. Very nice. Could honestly maybe get one of these guys going in here. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And some damage in there. Maybe even continue down this path. Could be a lot of value to be had here if we went for it. The military score, we are seeing a little difference now. And it has to be said, we haven't really been pushing military recently. Again, the main limiting factor for Yushi is orders. We have resources for days. This is almost bait setting up the onager here. But yes, seemingly we are confident in this. I would honestly take in and kill this one as well. Move a pikeman in here, kill this. And I would honestly consider moving in and getting these guys too. But again, maybe this is fine. We're just slowly pushing ahead, taking this city and getting the better trades in the process. We could maybe, no, we don't really have any candidates to install. We should get this one as well. At least I think so. I think it's worth making this trade. I really believe so. Could this city eventually spam decrease? Oh, we are. I'm looking at all the wrong buttons, sorry. We are in tyranny. Going for constitution to spam decrease could maybe be a play, honestly. This is having... no, it's having shitty civics production. It wouldn't be worth it. Pretty impressive military production, so keep at it. But we decide to let this pikeman live. Again, I don't think Nestor realizes he's got better military production. He would like to trade 1 for 1. The closer we get to 0 of the armies, the better it becomes for him. So I'm really annoyed he didn't kill this one. It just seems like a freebie. No reason not to. This is an excellent event. I don't remember exactly what it does, but I remember, if I'm not mistaken, when she dies, and she's excellent by the way, orator, warlike, inspiring. When she dies, the god's consort is gonna enable you to build a shrine that is gonna give you 2 orders each turn. So it's basically an investment in the future, and a pretty good dam at that, if I'm not mistaken. Although 10 orders right now is a bit rough. Negative Judaism, not really what we would like currently. Okay. But we are maybe surrendering this city, so we could very much have moved in earlier. I still think there's value in putting down some forts down here. Putting a pike here, pike here, pike here, fort here, fort here, fort here. And then afterwards we are gonna cycle in the mangonels. That is gonna basically collapse this front eventually. It's not a big ask, but it would be a worthwhile trade. The issue for Persia is they don't really have anything valuable to spend the orders on. I don't know what he could be doing with the orders. He's not having workers. He could maybe chop some forests and stuff, but that's not really gonna be the issue. The name of the game for the last session was that Persia needed a lot more workers. He had the opportunity to build them, but he didn't. And the issue with that, this is pretty smart, honestly. He opted to clear the forts so they are not gonna cause issues for him in a minute. Good play. Very good play by Quetzal. A lot of props for this. But yeah, he didn't build a lot of workers, and he's paying the price for not having those workers earlier, as he's lacking resources currently to rebuild the army at a rate that it's required. These two are just gonna die, but it's a spearman and a pikeman. But again, this city isn't really the name of the game. But it is a huge victory for Nestor, and he got a lot of time, as this timer got pushed down by 3 points, and that matters a lot. We have 5 points on the table within 15 turns. 5 points along with these 3 points would be getting us pretty close. That would almost get us there. We'll just need a wonder or one opulence project. But now we are in dire need of 3 more goddamn points from here. Nestor should turn his attention to the south, honestly. I wonder if he made some notes entertaining us. Yeah, I think the north is going well. I should try to start the southern front attack as well. Yep, I agree. I agree completely. His politics are getting back in order. I should push my advantage as much as possible now. He's probably not far from mangonels of his own. I really like all those small thought bubbles. He doesn't know, but the science is really all over the place, and there is seemingly quite the distance to ballistics. He needs both cartography and ballistics. So maybe Nestor is 100% cloud code. We don't know. Which large language model do you think would be the better Overwatch player? Not Overwatch, Old World, sorry. I had a friend talking to me about Overwatch the entire day yesterday, so something stuck in my head. You can clip that if you want to. But yeah, Old World. Which large language model is the better at Old World? Need vision. Death of an ambassador. Ooh, our opinion as... How come we lost this much opinion? Did they change religion? Ambassador died. We got a new leader for Hinduism. Seemingly not too impressed with us. We just gave them a bunch of our luxury resources, and that helped some of the issues. Zero luxury resources in the entire kingdom is kind of funny. Yep. That was easy. We do have a bit of a decision to make, and it's sad we didn't go in last turn and took these forts. It would have been very nice, but we may just want to set up our own defensive perimeter up here. Yeah, true, large language models can't even make a sequence of chess moves. After all, they are only capable of constructing a sentence. Okay. Nestor, you need to delegate a few orders down here as well. You need to set up pressure on this city. I believe in you, my man. You can do it. I don't think we need a windmill, but honestly, go for wonder right now. That would be mainly to deny your opponent, but going for wonder would make sense to me. I remember Alpha Zero got pretty good at StarCraft and Dota, if I'm not mistaken. And it got to the point where it could confidently beat the best players without cheating. I don't know exactly how they defined cheating, but it didn't play outside of the physical capabilities of a player, if I'm not mistaken. It had like a delay. There are no current races for wonders as far as I'm concerned. I mean, maybe you could go for wonders in Persia, but it's not a race because they are the only one with the economy for wonders currently. Oh, in Yushi, so Yushi could go for wonders. We don't have the economy to go for wonders in Persia. However, we could go for wonders if we saved up a little bit, and we don't need a lot. That is true. Those models are not large language models, but specialized models, so there is a difference. We bought a tile. Did we switch into colonies, or how did we buy a tile? Does anyone know how Yushi bought a tile? Did we switch laws for a turn to buy one tile and then stopped? Seemingly we are. Anyone knows how we bought a tile, and also why. I like the chat is getting focused on an AI and large language model chat, and I am not at all an expert in said subject, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I am puzzled by how this tile got bought. This is not a landowner city. I'm feel like I'm missing something. But it's not like these laws allow you to buy them. So the only thing I can think of is going into colonies and back into serfdom in the same turn, just to buy one tile. A tile we don't really need, in my opinion. Nestor, if you eventually watch this back, tell me how you did it. Oh, we also bought a tile over here. Did we buy more tiles? I don't really see more tiles being bought. Oh, we bought some tiles over here as well. Seemingly we are looking to increase our iron production, which I can understand, but we are still doing pretty fine in that sense. And I was so preoccupied I didn't see what happened here. Seemingly we moved in and killed one onager, one mangonel to be exact. So we are giving up some units to get this mangonel. It's gonna be a 3-for-1 trade, which is what I was talking about earlier. You can sacrifice some mangonels. They are excellent bait. We could do it down here as well, because trading 3-for-1 is definitely worth it at this time. We are building units faster than Persia currently. But 18 people being in chat right now, I do appreciate it immensely. I was streaming earlier today and I think I had on average 4 viewers, and it's easier and a lot more enjoyable with just a few viewers engaged in the game and the chat as well. And as always, if you have any questions regarding the game, just answer and I'll do my best to or just ask and I'll do my best to answer. Eventually I might learn to talk English as well by doing these streams. Hopefully I'm getting better. Yeah, the game earlier today was very early for Americans, pretty early for Europeans, and it wasn't the most exciting game, as Beefy was he was fighting versus Constant, and after the first session Beefy was in a pretty tough spot and really had to find a very unique approach or make a amazing comeback, but that didn't really happen. Constant was just cruising along and slowly but certainly got further ahead and took the win. I appreciate the nice words, guys. Yeah, in a year's time I might be somewhat fluent in English. I have no issues at all understanding English, but speaking is different. top tier caster. The competition is also fierce. I'm at least top 3 caster. At least top 10. I'll give myself that credit. At least a top 10 caster. I like these forts we are building, and I believe they are not really gonna do a lot besides drain our not infinite pool of stone as slow. I don't know how much they are gonna delay the Nestor's push. Yeah, I did see the screenshot. I mean, I did share that spot with basically everybody after the first weekend. A lot of those players haven't really casted a lot of games recently. I hope more people are getting back to casting. I honestly wish it was split among more guys casting. But do not be mistaken, I do very much enjoy casting these games. I do it voluntarily. I don't feel forced to do it, so neither should anyone in chat feel forced to do it. Get a spy here if I can. I want to attack as far in as possible. Going straight for Samarkand would be cool. Samarkand. Is he considering... Oh, look. He is maybe trying to set up... I gotta applaud the idea right here, but this seems unnecessarily complicated to have set up all these boats down here to go all the way back here and attack in from all the way behind. Don't get me wrong, it would be a highlight, it would be very enjoyable and very cool if he did it, but it seems like such a complicated approach to something that could be accomplished a lot easier. I really hope he is doing it. Do it for the memes, as chat is saying. That would very much be worth it for the memes alone. We are taking a very decent trade right here. Could maybe push in with a ballistic, but we don't need to do it, but we could. Probably set up more mangonels. The reason Persia is doing basically nothing but council is he doesn't have the resources to afford any units basically. So I don't feel he knows what to do. I would instead probably opt, if you don't know what to build, council is not gonna net you any benefit, so go for worker instead. No constant, I do not feel deceived. But it really much is not adding a lot of value to our empire. The civics are not really amounting to much. But you don't really want to build workers turn 140. You'd like to have built workers 50 or 100 turns ago and have the economy to do nothing but spam units right now. But the reason Persia is not really doing anything but building council is we simply don't have the resources. This is slowly but certainly going in Nestor's direction. He is winning this game. As the economy, we can take a look at the stats, it's been a while. So the one resource where Rome is doing, or not Rome, Persia is doing decent is the wood, but stone, it's not close. Iron, it is actually kind of close. Food, I mean, we are actually getting up there. It is improving. Money, sort of improving. Orders, not 30, only 20 now. It is getting closer. It is getting closer. Military score. This is also getting. And science is flying away. Training, we are far ahead, but it's difficult to say because I don't really think that matters too much. But going all the way over here is gonna be very cool. And honestly, going in here with like 4 or 5 pikemen is gonna be pretty annoying to deal with. So I hope that's what we're going for. You can only travel around 9 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is yeah, you can still go over here because you just need 2 orders to go from here to there, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we are setting up to do something south. And we should. Ah, interesting. We are setting up anchored here so we can reinforce directly from the champion seat down here. That's kind of neat. It's all about being more order efficient. But that is the reason why I think this fight up here is very much not in our interest. We'd much rather fight down here and just do the mangonel creep here and getting in on all these cities right here. But it is new spy master, cunning, nothing too interesting, and no wonders. Still 10 points away. We are gonna have a few points in next turn and in 5 turns, but still. Nestor is getting further ahead. Look at this training in here. We can build a unit in each single turn. A pikeman is joining. Amazing training. And all this training is not really doing us any favors when we can't afford any units. Ooh, I like this Buddhist disciple. We talked about this 20 turns ago. Building a Buddhist disciple and building the wonder right here would be nice. from the perspective of Persia, we can see all the ships. It's not really anything hiding down here. But can we do anything about it? Not sure. I mean, mass pikemen would win right now. Because we are fighting pikemen versus pikemen, but we have more production and better family relations. The reason is because this is the... you can only build it in this city, so you would build a wonder right here. It would be worth 2 points. It is risky, I admit that, but maybe you can hold out in this city and get the wonder up eventually. But it's probably too late now. But I like the idea nevertheless. Overall, a very, very strong game from Quetzal, don't get me wrong. Not at all a bad display, but... I really hope we'll see these ships anchor soon. Just all along the coast. and going in all the way over here would be hilarious. It would very much be a play to remember. I don't believe we are gonna do a lot more after these mines are done. We are building a few warlords, a few roads just to make the travel faster. But Persia is just reinforcing the front up here. We didn't move too many of our mangonels forward last turn. We could maybe have done a bit more in that regard, honestly. Again, he is very cautious, Nestor, and I believe he doesn't know the actual state of the game. He doesn't realize he is outproducing his opponent currently. I think that would change his perspective a bit. What does the family opinion look like? We still... oh, we are getting this opinion up once more. When this guy dies, and he is gonna die eventually, we haven't yet chosen an archetype, but yeah, when she's eventually going to lead our nation, she is gonna have some issues with relationships, because this guy is having a lot of plus points from relationship status. Alright, it is our turn once more. The orders are getting closer. We're gonna anchor up. How much value can we find up here currently? Not a crazy amount of value. And again, I believe that is due to us being too cautious. Moving back and healing up. Why are we stopping right here? Why not move one further? Look the difference getting to this position does. It is a lot more damage. We can deal damage to all these units from this position apparently, but nothing from this position. It's a little thing, but I really think Nestor could milk the value from these mangonels even more than he does. And for the 20th time, I would very much like some forts to be built down here. We even had colonies for a second that we didn't opt to get any extra borders down here. I'm gonna anchor our ships. Yeah, seemingly having them in a position. Can't quite make it yet. We do need at least one more ship to make it all the way over here. It's a pretty cool move if we make it. It's not at all the smartest move, but it is the coolest move. And in essence, that is the smartest move. If you're not fighting to be cool, what are you even fighting for? I think that is the rule of cool prevailing. But it seems a bit like the tension is going out of this battle. We are going back to chain drive, which I think is reasonable. We've been back and forth about our decisions. At some point we thought we needed cohorts. Now we are back to chain drive. And Polybolus would be pretty devastating. It can do a lot of damage. It can really dismantle these pikemen quite fast. It is both very impressive and very puzzling what we're doing with all these boats. And what we are not doing with our orders. But yeah, it seems like we are content in standing up here and just holding this line, and I think that is perfectly fine. So, advance down south. God damn it. I am very much repeating myself. Okay, Persia, what are you doing? Again, we have a bit of a standstill for a few turns here. And we are seemingly just falling further and further behind. Still similar. But yeah, this front is clearly won by Nestor. He's gonna grab this. Only one more developing city, then everything is gonna be strong. We have 3 points in the next 10 turns or so. That is gonna net us 41. Then we could get 2 points from this disciple and 2 wonders that would be there. So there is that. Ooh, we started a wonder in Yushi. I missed that. We've started. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. Shouldn't we build it here instead? Is that better? Anyways, this is gonna be the official pronunciation coming through. The Chittagorth to Chittagorth. Chittagorth. Yeah, that is how you pronounce it. I'm certain of it. I've only built this wonder once. It's gonna provide you with some extra HP for each city and extra healing for all your units, and then a lot of training for adjacent farms. I don't know about the sheep event. I may have missed out on that. Infinite civics, almost infinite training, no resources to build units. Back to being unhappy. We are influencing. Love to see that. You love to see that. Still yet to anchor all these ships down here. I'm still curious why we went with this wonder when seemingly Colosseum and Heliopolis were both up for grabs. I'd argue those were better. Could also just go Hanging Gardens and try to play the Wonder Denial game. But this is really, at least, maybe he's just doing it for getting it on the board, so it's been built at least once in the tournament. But I really don't value this Wonder, at least not when you had, in my opinion, way better options. Building Colosseum right here instead. Why not? Why not Colosseum right here? Also, we spent so much of our stone now on building. Okay, we are actually making 200 a turn. Never mind. It's probably gonna be fine. But yeah, Nestor is just slowly getting further and further ahead. Building a war elephant. The first military unit we've seen in this city in this entire game, I believe. Finally, I'd say. Back to us. Neat. Some decent traits. It looks to me like we are getting this city, and this is just slowly but certainly going in our favor. Our heir is a scholar. Anchor, anchor, anchor. We have actually connected all the way. So these guys here could maybe go all the way over here. Not entirely sure. You can go only 9 tiles. Then you need to touch land unless you have more orders. So we could go a 20 of 27. This is tile 19. Let's just take tile 20 right here. And then 3 times 9 would be 37, which is oh sorry, 47. So we would get to this point. We won't be able to go all the way. And I can go over the math once more. This, by pressing Alt, you can get coordinates on the different maps, and this is the X coordinate going in this direction. So starting from 20 and then 3 times 9, which is the maximum move per pip in water, would net us 27. 20 plus 27 is 47, which would put us over here. So we won't be able to go the full distance. We are close, but we are gonna need to force march to get over here. And one thing we don't have in Yushi is training to spare for force march. So I don't think it matters if you are a horse or if you are a dude. I think it's the same distance you can go by boat, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think we will be able to move in here in one turn. We would be able to move in here, and we are building walls down here to defend ourselves, which I honestly think makes sense. But we are slowly pushing in all directions at once. Chain drive into Polybolis is gonna be pretty good. Having this coastline and having the ability to just go into land and just go in and do tons of damage and pull back is gonna be amazing. Quetzal is seeing all the boats anchoring, I believe, but he's not really... What is he gonna do about it? Maybe he should move a unit down here, honestly. Not what you would like to do, but probably what you should do. Just have a million Cataphract Archers. It is a good unit. It is a very good unit. Move this guy forward, move this guy forward. Come on, my man. These guys are doing nothing for you. And it's your best units. At least one more forward. No reason not to. But maybe we'll see some crazy stuff soon. Alright. I'm not really capable of reading this. I do apologize. Hello, Sion. Welcome back to the stream. But yeah, pretty crazy game we got going on. We may be looking at this anchor chain down here from Nestor spanning the entire map, basically. So he could go from his seat all the way down here if only he had enough pips on his units. They can only go 9 tiles. So from this tile all the way to this tile, it's 49. So you would need 6 pips. A Roman zealot with Swift would get there. It wouldn't be an issue. Just need to be a Roman zealot with Swift. The main issue scientific for Persia is we don't really have the capability to push in. At least I don't think so. We've had upset families for a very long time. Finally is looking up, but we are gonna push in with pikemen into pikemen and cataphract archers into this line of defense, and we are gonna get hammered by the response with mangonels. However, just slowly getting pushed back further and further is not really helping our cause. So maybe we should have pushed in earlier. We are now going for ballistics, so in 10 turns we could have our own mangonels, would make it a lot easier to defend. But if in theory we could hold the line and not lose more cities, we would probably win by point eventually. And yeah, I do love my Roman zealot. That is my origin story. And I did play it in my first game and proved its worth. I really believe there is a lot of merit to that strategy. But this moving back, healing up, it's not really winning us the game. Just gonna take some damage. Although not a lot. Only 2 units can fight us. As Nestor really doesn't care to move his units forward. It's not a wonder being built, it's estates, which is another way you could approach this. Building estates and opulent projects wouldn't be a bad choice. We were talking about it some time ago, that a few cities going for opulent projects along with saving up for hanging gardens, and you would almost be there. But the issue that is really holding Quetzal back, his economy is it's just not there. He doesn't have the income of iron, of stone, of wood to replenish his forces, so he's forced into a lot of council, and he's just having a lot of cities not really able to produce anything. All these councils should maybe have been workers or specialists. I mean, there is no reason not to, in this council, go for a specialist. Go for a miner. Go for a stonecutter. Go for something other than council, as you are having infinite civics and infinite training, not using it for anything. Building rural specialist would most likely help a lot, as it would first of all decrease our unhappiness and increase our stockpile. So, but I've mentioned it before, and I will attempt to not say the same things again and again and again. But I mean, the great thing about this match, I don't know if Problem Gambler is still around, but it's looking more and more likely he is gonna owe me $30, I believe. So that's all I needed from Old World. I am done, officially professional, earned money. So I'm outie. We're building ships. Why are we building ships? We do not need more ships. We've literally anchored the entire coast. We do not need more ships, goddammit, Nestor. Seemingly, we refuse to build more mangonels, even though I really think that would be the best case. Put the damn mangonels in front of these units, force your opponent forward, and take excellent trades, and just win the game. If you build a mangonel here each turn, set up a mangonel here, and threaten the city. Even put in a worker and start to build the fort. You could take this pikeman, move forward, start to build that fort right here, and eventually you will take the city. But I've said that 20 turns ago, so. Seemingly Nestor is a great player, but he is so cautious. If Quetzal had played better, and I'm gonna say the word better, he would have had the economy to sustain production in multiple cities, and we would not be in this situation. Having double the number of cities to your opponent should net you some obvious advantages, but we haven't been able to take advantage of those, as we haven't been able to produce. Are we stronger? Not yet. But in a not too distant future, we are gonna be stronger. Oh, I like that we find value all the way behind here. But again, why don't we move these guys a little forward? Let them have their fun. With that said, I can see why you would be scared, because having 70 orders move in all at once and do the maximum damage up here could honestly be scary. I see why you're not moving forward, and to be frank, I think it may be the right call to just be cautious like this. Still, I don't think there is a reason not to move this guy one forward, but the main thing we would like up here is just not to lose this position. Yeah, that is true. Nestor doesn't have the same vision as we do. He doesn't know why the military graph is shown as similar. So I can see why Nestor is being cautious, and I can't fault him too much for what he did up here. Overall, he did pretty good job. Could maybe have done a little better in some regards, but for the most part, everything up here has been pretty fine, honestly. Down here we could have done more, and both our initial engagements were a bit sloppy, and right now with just these are our absolute best onagers in our entire kingdom. Our best general are literally dying from old age without ever springing into action. Look at this absolute 10 strength mangonel just sitting here rotting, having bit pressure going this direction would really go a long way. Maybe the only thing it would amount to is taking this city, but it would amount to taking this city. And we maybe would get some decent trades going in our favor as well. So that would go a long way. But with that said, what is our boats gonna do here? Could get professional army. That would be nice. And we did. Chain drive next turn. It's gonna be nice. Polybolis is gonna do pretty well versus our opponent. And we can just bring them in down here. Do a lot of damage. Our leader is severely ill, so we are gonna have some issues next turn. At least I think so. With our family. It's not gonna be awful, I think, but we are probably gonna lose some relations. We are moving one a bit forward. Slowly and cautiously we are moving forward. And it's probably gonna be alright, honestly. Is there a way in for Persia here? They don't really have a lot of firepower. Maybe they should bring up the longbowmen. If you could get an angle and surround these units with all your units, you could maybe do a pretty severe alpha strike, but it would be difficult. It would be very difficult. Eight more turns and we have our own mangonels. Not really sure what this extra boat is gonna provide. Oh! I missed this entirely. I missed this entirely. I am sorry, Nestor, but what a cool move! What an absolute cool move. I really like the formation of these guys. And it is what we were saying earlier. I hope he's gonna do what he said he would do. And oh, he also did move a warlord over here to disturb the balance over here. Yeah, I am sleeping. I am sorry. It's been a long day and a long stream. Second stream today. But yeah, cool moves. I really like the formation of this. This is so neat. But do we have any ballistas nearby? No, they are moving slowly and not really getting there in time. If we had the ballistas nearby, down here, bam, 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 quickly. But this is actually something we can defend. Although our opponent is having infinite training, but we can drain a lot of training from this. This is, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I wonder if Nestor made a note. Nestor has been pretty nice about making notes for us. Maybe he made one. I don't think he's going for Sardis. I think this is basically bait, or maybe not bait, but he needs to stop here. He weren't able to go all the way, but I believe he's going all the way back here. And why shouldn't he? It's a lot easier to go by water than by land. And I think he can go directly here next turn. But this infinite coastline of one ship after another. Units being built in here can go the entire distance. Why are we building more ships though? I mean, what we have basically every single tile on the map anchored, and our opponent doesn't have a single ship but this one trireme. Why are we building a navy? Why on earth are we still building a navy? Build anything but a navy. Build some crossbowmen. We've yet to build a single crossbowman, and crossbowmen would go pretty hard versus these pikemen. Yeah, those are Romans. This is a trireme, though. No. Persia does have triremes, but not really a lot of cities to produce them. With also the resources, they don't really have a lot of resources. And I guess they kind of have enough. And yeah, it's true. There could be triremes being rushed out right now. So there is a merit to build more boats. But I like this move a lot. Suddenly Persia had something to use all the orders for. It helps a lot Alcaraz having a city with close to 120 training. It is kind of competing with every single city on the coast from Persia. This is actually... Holy shit, this is an impressive city. I didn't realize. Oh, some of it is council. We did move some mangonels forward last turn. Seemingly Persia hasn't seen it or hasn't responded to it. So we could get some value next turn. Quite a lot of it actually. Get in here. Triple value. 5 onagers firing and move in and kill some units. Don't forget these forts are neutral, so we can move in, take the forts if we would like to. While doing that, I believe this force is gonna go over here. We are seeing some units being rushed. It's been a long time coming. It could have been a boat, and that is true. We could have opted to rush some boats. We didn't. And we are building the temple, the 2 points. So in 7 turns we're gonna get an additional 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points within 10 turns. I mean, it's not enough. And we may lose something. Pretty decent production suddenly showed up. Pikemen, these all building. Also, the workers have been building a lot of resources for a long while. One thing, I don't think we built a single in the entire kingdom of Persia. We got hydraulics 20 turns ago, and we've yet to build a single watermill. So yeah. Okay, back to Yushi. So what are we doing? Use this, use this, use this, use this. Nestor has an interesting way of making notes. Champs is really strong. I really like the Champs. It's probably my favorite military family. Even though I still think Hunters are better, I just like the Champ family more. It's more entertaining. Alright, so how are we gonna approach this? There is a lot of ways to go about this. No, we are going in here. I thought we would take these units and move in this direction. Maybe it's just these two. No, Nestor, why are we doing this? This seems like a very odd choice to me. Probably a mistake, honestly. These units were in prime position to go all the way in the corner and drag a lot of the attention all the way back to the corner. Okay, we are reinforcing by dragging more units over. I'm not a big fan, I must admit. We can see quite a lot of pikemen coming, and pikemen are gonna trade decently into us. Yeah, I really don't like this. We are putting a lot of units in a position where they could be alpha striked. We would sort of expect them to be alpha striked. I really don't like that play up there. Or down there. And we should definitely step in and take this trade. No reason not to. It's a shitty tactic, Aggress. Or it may not be shitty, but it would be a lot better to move all the way back here. And we were in a prime position to it. And we are fighting an opponent with a lot more orders than ourselves. I really disagree with this approach. I really disagree with this. I really think this is a mistake. I don't think we're gonna lose a lot from it. I don't think Persia is in a position to punish too severely, but I still believe it's a mistake. Did we move this? Are we? Why are we using an order to unlimber this guy right here? Do we really fear a push in from our opponent right here? Maybe we do, but we shouldn't. And up here, weren't we able to get something done? Maybe not. I am. I'm confused how we didn't manage to kill a unit here. We have 4 mangonels all in position to shoot, and we somehow didn't kill a single unit. I'm Nestor, my man. I have money on the line on you. Why are we attempting to invite Persia back into the game? We could and should have done a lot of things, but we didn't. I am confused. Hero on the potential line. Alright, seemingly we are gonna have a save here, which I think we've been playing for 4 hours, so that seems appropriate to take a save right here. But yeah, I'll take a save. Yeah. Alright. Seemingly this was the end of the stream. A bit abrupt, but anyways, I'm still thinking Nestor is in a position to win this. Just to go over the stats real quickly. We are ahead by a fair margin in military by now. Still shown as similar, but nevertheless. And by most metrics we are not in legitimacy, but our economy is better. Not by a lot, but it is better. Orders we are behind. Money it is getting closer. But science we are far ahead. We have more options and our families are happy, which for this session has been the biggest issue for Persia. The family has been very upset, but it is increasing. Anyways, cheers for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, like and subscribe and all that good jazz. It's rare I ask like that, but I believe everybody is already subscribed, so whatever, doesn't matter. And nevertheless, cheers for watching. More of this game will continue eventually. Maybe I'll be around to stream it. We shall see. But for now, I am off. I do have games to cast tomorrow. So see you. Bye bye. See ya.